Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Laura et c'est sur mon channel YouTube Langue avec Laura et aujourd'hui je vais parler de mes aspirations pour le reste de l'année avec apprendre des langues. Hello everyone, my name is Laura, this is my channel Languages with Laura and welcome to today's video where I'm going to talk about my language learning goals for the rest of the year, my aspirations, my plans, a little bit of a life update, all those kinds of things. It's been a hot minute, right? Because it is the end of the school year here in the US, springtime, I have just 2 more weeks left. Next week is when all of my papers and presentations and projects are due, and then the week after that is exams. So this is a very busy time for me, which is why my uploading again has gone a little wonky. But I have been very excited to film, and I've been wanting to film, obviously. I just haven't always had the time to, but earlier this year I had a video talking about my language goals for 2025, but in that video I had a lot of caveats of I don't actually know what's going to happen. There are things I am applying for and I haven't heard back, and plans that may or may not happen. And I am happy to say, je suis très contente, je me sens plus meilleure. I am so happy to be able to say I have answers. I know what I'm doing now. So this is kind of my updated goals, aspirations for 2025, giving a little bit more of a roadmap of what I'm studying and things like that, basically. With that comes a little bit of a life update, obviously, and we'll get started with that first, just very general. I have been accepted into a master's program, and I am very excited and very happy, and we will be moving to where my program is and where my school is. So that is going to happen this summer. Obviously, we'll be moving. My setup will probably change at some point, and I'll be doing some more, hopefully, vlog style videos or study videos, because I won't necessarily have this like sit down area to film at. The only issue with this is that we don't actually know when we're moving. The program starts late August, so we will definitely move either in August at the latest, but it's quite possible we move earlier. My partner is currently applying for jobs. There's one summer job that he's applying for where we currently live, and so if he gets that job, then we'll stay most of the summer here in this house and then move, like I said, in August. But if he doesn't get that, then he is applying for lots of other jobs in the place we will be moving to. So as soon as we hear from one of those jobs and when they want him to start, that is going to kind of tell us when we move. So it's kind of looking like we are probably going to move either end of May, early June, or August. We just don't know which one yet. But when it comes to me and my language learning, I know that we will be moving, and so it will be a little bit busy, but like I said, I still plan on filming videos and obviously still studying languages, so I know what I'm going to do more or less. Let's go through the languages. First up, Spanish. I have pretty much completed my Spanish project at this point. If you don't know what I'm talking about, my last vlog was completely in Spanish, and it was me sitting down and doing my Spanish translation project that I was doing for school. So I have completed that, and I'm just waiting on comments and feedback from my professor to tweak it a little bit, make it a little bit better, and then I'm done. And then there is nothing that I am currently planning on doing to continue with Spanish other than trying to passively study it, keep it kind of on the back burner. I really want to focus on listening to music and watching TV in Spanish so as to not lose my Spanish, but it's not going to be a focus for the rest of the year. The same can kind of be said about French. French was something I studied a lot last year for our trip to Senegal, and that was super great, but same thing with Spanish. There's not much that is driving me at the current moment to advance my French, so I'm wanting for it to stay kind of where it's at. So again, listen to music, watch TV shows, talk with my partner in French, just still keep it up and still keep it part of my life, but it's not something I'm going to be focusing my daily studies on. German. We're going to go ahead and move to German because that is the newest language I've done, and I've been doing it very casually. because the reason I picked up German ended up not following through, and then I had a secondary event that I was going to be able to use German at, so I wanted to study it for that, but now that has fallen through. So I don't have people in my life that I can really speak German to, and I don't have anything academically or at work that causes me to need to speak German, so I'm going to continue to learn it very casually, very slowly. I mean, a lot of it has to do with my motivation. I have motivation to study some of my other languages, and so because of that, I want to use that motivation and use that momentum while I have it, and then when I feel a kick to really hunker down on German for a little bit, I'll probably spend like a month or two on German. But again, not giving up any languages. I would never want to give up any of the languages that I'm learning because I love them all, but they're not going to be my active daily or every other day studying. Arabic. So it's language number 4, Arabic. Earlier this year, I had this, oh, I really want to study Arabic. I really want to learn Arabic. Again, like, work through my textbook, do all these exercises. So I think with Arabic, it really just kind of ebbs and flows. It comes and goes. But I'm not having any official, like, I would really love to bolster my Arabic again, because I feel like that is one of the languages that has decayed quite a bit, because I was an Arabic major at the beginning of my undergrad, but then had to switch majors because I had to switch schools, which is a whole other, like, watch my video of how I started learning language, why I'm learning the languages I am. You can go ahead and watch that for the full story of my relationship with Arabic, basically. So I really want to get back to where I was after my 3rd year of studying Arabic at school, but again, it's purely self-study. So I also really want to do a specific dialect of Arabic, because I had only ever studied Fusha. I had only ever studied like the modern standard Arabic, because that's what they have you do for the first 2 years of Arabic, and then they have you choose a dialect, and you could choose Urduniya, Masriya, so Jordanian, Egyptian. I want to say there was one of the programs allowed you to do, what was it, Moroccan? I'm not sure, but I would really like to do more of a Jordanian dialect. So for that, I'm kind of trying to find and gather the resources to allow me to specify my Arabic, and then I can progress to a higher level with that. Russian. I have been focusing on Russian quite a bit this year, and I'm going to continue focusing on Russian because the program that I'm doing for my master's, I am hoping to go back to Central Asia to do research, and so Russian would be the best language for me to be able to get around for that. So I'm going to continue studying Russian. It's going to, again, be self-study, be all on my own with Russian, but that is going to be one of the major languages that I am focusing on for this year and probably next year as well. Russian is one of those ones where I spent a few years learning it, and I was using it when I was living abroad, but then coming back to the States, it's been a bit of a rocky road. So I'm kind of going a little bit back to basics. Some of the study with me's that I had planned and I'm still gonna do with the Russian language has been like just remembering how to conjugate correctly, remembering all the different cases, and so I'm hoping to do a language series where it's like a study Russian with me, where I do a lesson or two and then I do a video explaining what I learned. So like, today I studied the genitive case, and this is what the genitive case is, and this is how you do it. Like, kind of almost teaching you based off of what I learned, because that is one of the best ways to learn anything, is to try and teach it to someone else. So if you're interested in that, comment down below. Let me know if you're interested in videos like those, if you want it for Russian, if you want me to do it in another language, etc. and so forth. So definitely stay tuned for those kind of study with me, teach you the language series of videos. It helps me stay motivated, and it helps me process, and it gives me good speaking practice as well as feedback from all of you. So Russian is definitely going to be one of the forefront languages continuing into this year. Wolof, I don't have Wolof as like an official language I'm learning on this channel because it was really only meant to be like last summer because we were in Senegal and my partner was learning Wolof. I don't necessarily want to lose it. I really enjoyed learning it, and I keep finding little ways to incorporate it into my life here and there, like occasionally speaking it with my partner, or if there is I'm helping planning an event coming up for my school that's a language luncheon, and we're serving free lunch and people come up and they're supposed to order in a language that's not English, and if they don't know another language other than English, we are going to have little cards that they can just kind of read off. And we're doing that with Spanish, Irish, Japanese, and I'm doing the one for Wolof because Wolof is fairly easy to be able to see it and then speak it because it uses the Latin alphabet, it uses that script, so a lot of English speakers will be able to read it and the pronunciation hopefully won't be that bad. So I'm trying to find little ways to keep Wolof incorporated into my life, but it's not something that I have been studying. It was not something I was meant to really study. This is not the end of the update video. There are 3 other languages I want to talk about in this video. The first one is one that I'm not currently studying, and it is one that I have studied in the past but I don't talk about a lot, and that is Mandarin. I studied Mandarin for 1 year in high school, and I don't think I am picking it up this year. However, that could change for next year, and if I do get to a point where I want to pick it up next year, I'm probably going to want to start learning it this year, because if I do pick up Mandarin, it is going to be through my academic program, and I don't necessarily want to be starting from zero because I studied Mandarin like 7 or 8 years ago, right? It's mostly decayed at this point. I have not been using it. I've not been keeping it up. So I'm just very briefly mentioning Mandarin as a possibility for next year. And if it is next year, then I will start learning it at the end of this year. So not even coming up this summer or in the fall. It would probably be like a starting in winter project for next year. But who knows? Who knows? I just know that I've had this inkling of wanting to study Mandarin again. I miss it. I had a lot of fun when I was studying it before. It could be valuable to my research if I choose to go that route. Like, Russian is valuable to my research because I will be going to Central Asia. Mandarin could be useful to my research if I go that route, but it's not necessarily like super important that I am going to pick it up right now. The next language is actually Irish. So if you have been watching my videos for a long time, or if you watched any of my travel vlogs from a couple of years ago, you know that I am fascinated with the Irish language and Irish culture and everything like that. And you might know from my Ireland travel vlog that my souvenir from Ireland was an Irish language textbook. It truly was a textbook. My souvenir, like all the other countries I went to, you know, like Hungary and Czechia, Czech Republic, and, you know, Greece. Like, I got cute little trinkets to have on display and to be memories and etc. and so forth. But Irish, I got a textbook because I know one day I want to learn this language. It is something that I know I've wanted to do for a long time. This summer, I will be going back to Ireland, but this time I'm going with a group of friends, and we are going to a like language culture camp sort of thing. They do a lot of arts like music, instruments, and singing, and they're also offering Irish language classes. Now it's only like a week-long thing. It's not like a month-long or a summer intensive or anything like that, but I did sign up for the week of Irish language classes. So it's something that I've been trickling into already right now, like just using Duolingo, so I can say like Falche Didich, Tashete Inuit, it's hot today, which is, or Tashe Grimoire, like it's sunny. Very, very broken, very beginner learning the weather, but I wanted to start studying Irish a little bit more so that when I get to the language camp, which I'm taking the beginner class, I can already be somewhat familiar with the pronunciation and maybe have a few phrases in my back pocket so I can use this as an opportunity to speak with native speakers, get speaking practice, and feel more comfortable, like even day 1 or day 2, being able to order a coffee in Irish if there are some coffee shops around where they're known for speaking Irish, because I know that there are some, especially in the west of Ireland, which is where I'm going to be. There are coffee shops that are like, you get a discount if you speak Irish, or the baristas are bilingual, Irish and English, and Welga agus Sperla. Like, I would love to get as much practice using the language as I can during this week that I'm there. So I want to get a head start, even though it's a beginner class. So that is one that I'm picking up just for now. Again, I'm probably not going to continue with it yet after the summer program, just because with my master's there are other languages that I'm prioritizing, but it's still one that is on my bucket list that I want to pick up. And I'm just kind of playing around with it this summer, giving my mind a little bit of a break, celebrating the fact that I am finally graduating from my undergrad and then going into graduate school. Then the third and final language is one I have not talked about yet. Or at least, maybe I talked about it in the goals video earlier this year, so it might not be a surprise if you watch that video and if I talked about it, which I probably did, because I can't keep secrets. I just get too excited. But I can officially say that I will be picking up this language this fall. I'm going to be learning it in my master's program, so I'm going to learn it at my university with a teacher and in a classroom. So it is something I'm definitely going to be doing starting the fall of this year, starting in August through the rest of the year, and then next year in the spring as well, and hopefully even past that as well. But the new language that I am picking up for the first time ever is Uyghur. So if you don't know, Uyghur is the language of the Uyghur people, and they are a Turkic people group, and their language is classified as a Turkic language. So it has more commonalities with Turkish, obviously, and like Kyrgyz, Kazakh, Tajik, Uzbek, a lot of these Central Asian languages, because they are also Turkic people groups. So I have not learned Turkish. I have not learned a Turkish language before, or a Turkic language at all before, so I am really excited. There's a little part of me that might start watching like Turkish dramas this summer to get myself familiar with the Turkish language, so that when I start learning Uyghur, I kind of have an idea of the sounds that are in the language, or maybe some grammar things, because like I said, they're related. So I'm kind of viewing this as like, it was easier for me to learn French because I had already been learning Spanish. And like there, the pronunciation's quite different and the words are different, but the grammar is very similar. So I am hoping to just casually start doing some intake of Turkish, so that when I am starting Uyghur in the fall, I'm ready, I'm good to go. I'm so incredibly excited. And this is going to be the most valuable language, I think, for my research. So yeah, super excited. I'm adding a new language, which is a little intimidating, of course, but it really helps that I am starting with something structured like classes in my academics, as opposed to like how I was starting German completely from scratch on my own. But again, that has always had to be casual, and I've only wanted it to be casual this far. So basically, brief overview. This year I am prioritizing Russian. I will be picking up Uyghur in the fall, and I may or may not be picking up Mandarin. I'm going to do a little bit of Irish, and then everything else is going to be maintaining the level, keeping where I'm at, staying comfortable with it. And then if I feel motivation to spend a couple weeks with one, I will. I'm not going to force myself to say, no, if you want to study Arabic, too bad, because you have to keep going with Russian. Like, I'll do them both. So, and I'm also taking very strong precautions with my involvement in my master's program, because I know that I am at risk of overcommitting myself, which I do all the time, and I have definitely noticed I've done that this year with my undergrad. I've done a lot of things, and it takes up a lot of my time, so I am going to focus on my master's, on my classes, on my thesis. I'm going to join one club. I can go to events of other clubs, but I'm not going to join as a member or a board member. The rest of my time, I'm going to focus on my language studies and relaxing what I want to do, take care of myself, hobbies, etc. and so forth. So yeah, that is my official update, goals for this year, what I'm going to focus on with my language learning. So definitely stay tuned if any of this is interesting to you. If you like videos about language learning or travel, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. I will be vlogging my trip to Ireland, and that's going to be a very like Irish language vlog. So coming home and talking about what I learned, and if I do use the language in a coffee shop or something like that, I'll try and film it and be discreet, but we'll see. I'm still very hesitant about filming in public, especially filming in public of a different country, because I am American and we do not have the best reputation when it comes to traveling. So I do want to be cautious of things, but I will be doing that travel vlog focusing on the Irish language. So yeah, that's going to be taking place in the middle of summer. So it'll be a while before that happens, but yes. So after exams are done, I will have a lot more time to be able to film videos again and do these vlogs and study vlogs and things like that. So again, subscribe if you like this video, click the thumbs up, comment down below what you're looking forward to, if any of your goals have changed for the rest of this year. After all, we've already got the first quarter of the year done at this point, so if you've had any achievements, also feel free to share those. I love seeing people's achievements and the things that they have completed. It's really fun and it's a great way to motivate ourselves as well as other people. So comment that down below. I also have other social media down below. My Instagram, I've been doing a lot of travel photos, but that's going to transfer into a little bit of a studygram as well. So talking about my language learning on that as well. So yeah, that and other social media is going to be linked down below that you can follow me there. And je pense que c'est tout. Oui, je pense que oui. Merci. Thank you all very much. And until I see you in the next video, au revoir.